Hey guys, thank you for coming to my channel. In this video, I'll be teaching you the difference between lose, loose, and lost. So for starters, lose is a verb and it has a few meanings. When you're unable to find something, when you're unable to keep something, and the opposite of winning. So in these sentences, lose is being used to show that something is unable to be found. So example 1 says, I always lose my keys. So as you can see, I'm talking about how I lose my keys and they're unable to be found. Example 2 says I keep my wallet in my purse because I don't want to lose it. So if I don't keep my wallet in my purse, my wallet will become something that's unable to be found. Example 3 says if I take my watch off, I'll lose it. If I take my watch off, it'll become something that's unable to be found. So as you can see in each of these examples, something is either unable to be found or it will be unable to be found in the future. In these sentences, lose is being used to show that something is unable to be kept. So example 1 says if you get this job, please don't lose it. So it is very possible for a job to be something that's unable to be kept. People lose jobs all the time. Example 2 says if my friend dies, I will lose my mind. I feel like when someone says that they're losing their mind, it's like their sanity that's unable to be kept, or their peace of mind is unable to be kept. Example 3 says don't lose your sense of creativity. In this example, is your sense of creativity that is unable to be kept. Well, potentially unable to be kept. In these sentences, lose is being used to show that it's the opposite of winning. So example 1 says if we don't score within the next 10 minutes, then we will lose the game. So in this case, we're behind and we need to score within the next 10 minutes. And if we don't, we'll lose the game. We won't win it, but we'll lose it. And example 2 says the opposite of win is lose. So if we're not winning, we're losing. Example 3 says she's very competitive, so she'll be mad if we lose the chess competition. And this example is pretty self-explanatory. Lost is the past tense and past participle of lose. Also, in all of these examples, lost is being used as a verb. So example 1 says I lost my keys. As you can see, this is something that happened in the past. Example 2 says I lost my phone at the party. As you can see, this is something that happened in the past. Example 3 says he lost his wallet at the hotel, and as you can see, this is something that happened in the past. Next, we have lost as an adjective, and an adjective is something that describes a noun. And a noun is a person, place, or thing, so an adjective is describing a person, place, or thing. So this section was actually pretty challenging. I had to redo it because I kept on using lost as a verb as opposed to an adjective, but I get it now. So example 1 says the opportunity was lost. So opportunity is the noun, which makes lost the adjective because it's given us more info on the noun. Example 2 says she's a lost soul. This is a popular saying, calling somebody a lost soul. So soul is the noun, which makes lost the adjective. Example 3 says we got lost in the woods. In other words, we were confused and didn't know where we were at. And example 4 says the puppy was lost and couldn't find its way home. Loss is also another form of lose, and it means to be deprived of something or someone. So example 1 says I heard about your brother passing away and I'm sorry for your loss. Also, loss is a noun. Example 2 says due to this terrible economy, my business has taken a huge loss financially. As you can see in each example, something or someone is being deprived of something. Example 3 says I am mourning the loss of my friend. As you can see in this example, I am the one who has taken a loss, and the loss was my friend. So there are different forms of lose, and I'll be discussing that in another video because there is so many. and it would be too much to put in one video. So first we have loses, which is present tense. She always loses her phone. Then we have losing, which is the present participle. I am losing my patience, or she keeps losing her keys. Loss, which is the simple past. I lost my phone, or the cat is lost. Loss, which is a noun, when you lost someone. My family has taken a tremendous loss. Losses is more than one loss. My family has taken tremendous losses. Next we have loose, and this is when something isn't tight. This also means to set something or someone free, or a state of freedom, or not being restrained. So first we have loose as an adjective, and this is when something isn't tight. So example 1 says my tooth is loose. And of course, when our teeth are not tight in place, that means they're loose and they're ready to come out. Example 2 says I've lost a lot of weight, so my pants fit loose. So the pants aren't tight, so that means they're loose. Example 3 says my braids were tight at first, but then they became loose. Next we have loose as a verb, and this means to set something or someone free. Example 1 says I took the dogs off of their leashes and let them loose. As you can see, I let the dogs loose, which is the same as saying I let them free. Example 2 says the officer took the handcuffs off of the boy and let him loose, which is the same as saying the officer let the boy free. Example 3 says let the captive animals loose. Next we have loose as a noun, a state of freedom or a state of not being restrained. Example 1 says the animals escaped the zoo and now they're on the loose. Example 2 says a prisoner escaped hours ago and he's still on the loose. So here are the different forms of loose as an adjective. We have looser, which means more loose. Loosely, which is an adverb, which means in a loose manner. And loosest, which means the most loose. Next we have the different forms of loose as a verb. So first we have loosen, which means to make something less tight. Then we have loose, which means to release. Loosing, which means releasing. Loosened, which means when something has been made less tight. And I'll also be making another video about the different forms of loose because I feel like this was just too much to put in one video. Don't want to overwhelm you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this video informative. If you did find this video informative, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe, or all of the above. And I'll see you next time. Bye.